on Tour Season 4, Cycle 4. So that's something. But they were the better team yesterday. I mean, how surprised were you to see that result?
Yeah, it's definitely odd because you look at ECX and being one of the best teams right now, and it's just I think the deadlift pick very much caught them off guard, and I don't think they were ready for that whatsoever.
Yeah. No doubt. I mean, we were talking about a little bit about that yesterday too. It's yes, that game, and even after that game where they tied it up at 1, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, the only way they can win is with cheese." And I mean, it's like, well, I mean, hey, you do what it takes to win, right? But Game 3, they just simply outplayed them, in my opinion. They happened to go Wild Soul, sure, which you can kind of powerful hero, of course, but hey, ECX didn't ban it, and they played it very, very well. Their teamwork was on point, and they deserved that victory. So. Yeah, we'll see what they're able to bust out here today as far as strategy goes. You see off the bat, they're going to have to go against a Wild Soul this time around.
Yeah, that's not so fun to deal with. And they do actually have really good heroes to deal with it, so that's the good thing. Behemoth and South Forest do great against it. It basically forced him to not get the Abyssal, and he loses a lot of the lifesteal that he's built in, including the Abyssal lifesteal, so a good pick on the South there. And he just has to play very careful as Wild Soul this game because he can be blown up pretty instantly.
Yeah, that's a really good point, actually, about the Lord South Forest. You wouldn't maybe necessarily think of him as like a Wild Soul counter, but yeah, preventing him from healing with the ultimate. His aura can be pretty useful. The AoE damage that he brings in general with his Q, the more Certissima, is always great against Wild Soul and Boo Boo, of course. So, yeah, he actually seems like he could be pretty strong, and then the Behemoth naturally with the AoE as well, so... Making a point that they're ready for it.
Yeah, it almost looks like Mystery Gang is actually drafting for the Wild Soul. They have Moira along with it, and it looks like their job is going to be to shut down this Wild Soul. And if that works, then it's going to be a big problem for BMG because Wild Soul soaks up a lot of farm, and if he soaks up all that farm and can't do anything with it, then it's just going to end up hurting them.
Yeah. That is very true, so we'll see how they end up running it. Okay, this is something else, actually, that we need to mention here. I mean, I guess we already talked about it kind of yesterday. Now, we didn't cast their series yesterday, so we briefly went over it, but as you may notice here, Bad Monkey Gaming, they do have Teltuk playing for them here as their 5th. And from my understanding, this is a permanent replacement. This is a new replacement for Root of Z, no longer part of the team. Going into the season, there was talks about possibly replacing Root of Z. Fusen was not afraid to talk about that by any means. And now they've kept him, and obviously things have gone fairly well overall for them. But I guess now is the time. So this is their new 5-man roster here with Teltuk.
Yeah, I did see them. I did see them scrim a little bit with Teltuk. They actually look pretty good with Teltuk. I think Teltuk's a very good jungler, and I think they're going to do well. I think they'll do well with Teltuk on the team.
I think a lot of it has to come down to that. Again, that's something else Fusen really stressed. In fact, he was talking about how he himself was going to maybe start playing the jungler, and they were going to try that. But we've seen dabbles of that here and there, but it just really hasn't been a thing. I mean, they're just so known for that dual support, the secondary support pull. But yeah, Teltuk brings that jungle presence, no doubt, as a player himself. So we'll see what kind of strategy. I mean, I assume actually he's going to be playing the Wild Soul here, actually, with the Wild Soul pick. So what is that? Pyromancer? Yeah, Pyromancer coming out, the 4th pick.
So, well, that looks like to me they want to do the Mag Pyro lane, which is incredibly strong. Maybe let the Doctor solo. Maybe not in the beginning they'll do the Mag Pyro, but eventually you'll probably end up seeing Pyro rotate mid if it is a mid Magnus.
Yeah.
Because it could even be a Suicide Wild Soul at this point, too. There's a lot that could still happen. They haven't really given away too much at this point.
I'll say there was talks about, what were we going to see Wild Soul Suicide, or was it going to be more jungler, especially when we first started seeing him again here with these changes. But honestly, I don't have numbers in front of me, but I feel like literally every game it's been jungle.
Yeah, it's because the hero just farms so fast. It should be in the jungle, but you just never know, because the hero can still be naturally strong with just a few items. So, and especially this game, looking at their lineup, he's going to get pretty destroyed if he gets caught without a Shrunken. Even with a Shrunken, he's going to get pretty destroyed. So he needs to be a little bit careful, but yeah, they just swapped it to Teltuk. So, okay. So it will be the farming Wild Soul, and yeah.
Wow, Gauntlet pickup. Not a usual hero on the scene, but...
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
A little different.
Okay, they're swapping a little bit too much, confusing me. Okay, all right. They overswapped there, confused me.
There we go. We're back to Tiltic and Wild Soul, and yeah, Gauntlet, of course, going to Boxy. Wouldn't have had it any other way, so. Interesting stuff here.
Gauntlet's a good hero. I like the ulti. That's kind of like what the hero is its ulti. And I mean, if he gets a good ulti off, it's a pretty, I wouldn't say it's a game-changing ulti, but it's a strong ulti that could cause a lot of disruption in team fights.
I wonder why the Gauntlet, though. I mean, why do you pick up Gauntlet in the first place? I guess, he's obviously good burst. What are reasons, though, to pick up Gauntlet, you think?
I'm looking at their team. I'm trying to figure it out here. I mean, other than, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like it would need to be picked this game.
Yeah.
Other than maybe just the slow on the hero, just the natural slow if they want it. But I mean, there was no real reason to pick the Gauntlet.
It almost feels like this could be one of those cases where Fusen is simply asked, Boxy, what hero do you want to play? And he's like,
yeah.
Gauntlet, and except in his accent of his, and then picked him Gauntlet. So I mean,
Rick doesn't have the accent.
I can't do it. I try, and it's horrendous, and it's like, why even bother? But there is value to getting a player, a hero he's excited to play. Boxy is one of those players. He's kind of like a Mickey. He's really he's an energetic player that's excited to play Han, and he'll have fun. And as long as he's having fun with it, he'll be a great, fantastic player that he can be. So these energetic heroes, and Gauntlet's definitely up there. So
yeah, and especially for BMG, they rely a lot on Boxy. Boxy's kind of like their star player, like almost Mickey was for the old Sync. And if Boxy does well, they normally do very well as a team.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if that was their goal, like, hey, what do you want to play? Let's get you on a hero you want to play. And it just kind of gets them all pumped because, Boxy's pumped now. So that probably, like you said, is probably the real reasoning behind it.
Yeah. Sure could be at least part of it. So here we go. The lane's coming about here. You do see Boo Boo up here, going to go for the creep pull. By the way, something we didn't mention, Fine playing the Lord Force in the jungle here. Of course, what you got of complexity. He's known for doing this a little bit in the little older days, but still, every now and then may see it. But yeah, wanted to have him just simply, if anything, for as a kind of a counter to the Wild Soul, and this is a place to lane him here as a result. So they'll end up with. They finally picked the Silhouette as well. That's another thing we didn't really talk too much about here, but
yeah,
so getting going that.
It's there.
Yeah,
it's there. Yeah, Kendorf will do well on it, like he normally does. So normally does well in carries anyway. So, but I think he is 1v1 up here. Okay, so they're dual laning mid. It's dual lane versus dual lane mid.
Oh, look at this setup right here. That was actually really well set up. But what a better counter hook from Gauntlet. Well played by Boxy. I was seeing that coming too. Mora, she was hiding here in the trees. Parmancer was unaware. Stun came out, set up a perfect hook for Prisoner, but Gauntlet was ready to react. I guess that is an advantage of a Gauntlet. Having him to
It definitely
save.
is, and there's a lot of faith in Fusen for having faith in Boxy to land that hook, in such a short notice like that, because he just stopped moving. He stopped moving and made sure Boxy would hit the hook, and it was just good that he trusted Boxy to actually get the hook like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and obviously these players have played together for a while. I did a segment here, and I want to do more of them. I've tried to get around to do more of them, but we did that what we call the matchmaking segment, and we had Boxy and Fusen on it, and it's basically, asking them questions that they try to answer about the other person. It's a pretty fun segment that we did with them. But simply put, I mean, you can just tell. These guys are good buddies even beyond the game. They have been for a while, so it's safe to say that they're probably on point when it comes to that synergy there. So they happen to be here in the middle lane, which is not often for this team, actually. I mean, that's worth pointing out, too. In fact, Prisoner goes down. Okay, we're questioning what the Gauntlet pick. There you go. A lot of burst.
Well, I'm sorry I ever questioned you, Boxy.
Yeah.
You legend. I mean, he's just hooked him into tower. I mean, clearly Boxy knows what he's doing on this hero, and it was definitely a comfort pick, and they're going to be pretty happy they picked it after watching that hook.
Not having to worry about the creep wave with that hook is so important.
Exactly. You can just throw it right through the creep wave, and there's nothing the Prisoner can do about it.
Yeah. Like if you're facing a Devo especially, you have that chance to position yourself appropriately around the creep wave. Makes it difficult, but Gauntlet just doesn't care. So great burst definitely coming out right there, and obviously off to a good start as a result of that, especially 440 gold per minute already for Boxy here on the gauntlet. That was, look at Lord Salforce. He chose to go the bottle here, you know. Salforce does seem like a hero where the bottle could come into play. He also seems like a Blood Chalice hero, though, so.
Yeah. Actually, I think he'll, I know a lot of people like to go either the bottle into Mana Ring or the bottle into Chalice, or even go Mana Ring on top of it. So there's always that. He probably still will go Chalice, probably this item, or his next item.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised here. Man, the GPM chart, I know it's still early on in the game, only 3.5 minutes, but top 3 farmers are all pretty well off on the side of BMG, actually. Between Wild Soul and the jungle, of course, that's not a surprise. Him doing very well, but even the Doctor and the Gauntlet, of course.
Yeah, and it's already a 2K gold lead with 1 kill, so... Oh! Ooh, Kansdorf almost got a kill there. Actually, looking at Wild Soul is choosing not to go the Outbones route, which is kind of interesting to me. I think the hero does very well with Outbones. It just drastically helps its farm even more. So, I mean, maybe it's onto the topic of he can't soak up all the farm this game because he gets countered so hard.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that could be the logic behind it, but even then, I think it's still like a pretty core item on that hero.
Oh, man, middle lane. There we go. Infernal Instability coming out eventually, and it's just so much damage. You know, interesting, too, it's only level 2, actually. He's maxing out the grapple here instead. The biggest benefit of that, you know, not necessarily for the damage, I think it's for the range, most certainly. 100 more range each level.
That's a pretty big difference every time.
Yeah.
And I wonder if he's going to... Oh. I wonder if he's going to throw the hook. Yeah. I mean, especially with... I mean, I expected to see Mag Pyro, but if you can land the hooks on Gauntlet, then that's almost a better lane.
Yeah, so this Gauntlet pickup definitely is proven to be a great pick indeed for this Legion side. Again, he is a snowballish, bursty hero, and it does fit the playstyle of Boxy, so guess we can't be too surprised. But again, Wild Soul, ridiculous, man. 400 plus. Toltec really showed. I know it's not very difficult, but 430 gold per minute at 5 minutes?
And that's without Alkbones. So with Alkbones, he'd probably be closer to 500 at this point, and he'd definitely be level 9, because he would have had his Alkbones relatively early. So the hero could, I mean, that just shows the power of the hero right now, where if you know how to play it and you know how to jungle it properly, you're going to get far ahead.
Yeah, I mean, that is impressive stuff, most certainly. So Telltech, again, really showing why BMG maybe was interested in picking him up as a player again. When it comes to jungling, he's comfortable with it. Top lane, I don't know how that happened. I got the very tail end of it, but Magmus Eruption eventually takes down a kill Silhouette in a solo lane.
That's super bad for them. I mean, literally nothing is going right for them right now, and Gauntlet's going to get a kill on Behemoth here, I think. Yeah, he's got haste. He's dead.
Yep, stop. Kill Noosh. Oh, yeah,
Oh.
he got it. Well played.
Foxy's trying to wait for his Q to come up, but he would have died before. But yeah, but even that, I mean, it's already a 5.3k gold lead, and there's only 3 hero kills, so that means just purely based on farm, they're that far ahead. And that's not what you want, especially watching your Silhouette die 1v1 to a Magnus who's just going to get ramped to a portal key even faster.
Yeah. Man, I gotta say, again, the earlier series, Complexity versus Sync, it ended up being a very quick series, you know, when we had that break there. Complexity really taking it to Sync, 2-0, and here we are in our second one, and game 1 is already getting out of hand here in favor of BMG, so Mystery Gang as far as what they can. And again, Silhouette is not the best hero to have in this spot either. I think it's safe to say you really want her to have a comfortable time early on. You know, the team around her being active and allow her to get that Null Stone, get the portal key, and eventually start becoming the split pusher that she could become. But at this rate, I mean, they're not going to have any towers or base to work with because they're going to be pushed in, I'm sure, by this Wild Soul eventually here at this rate. So, in fact, what does he have? Okay, he has Abyssal Skull on himself. I mean, I guess he has 1,500 gold saved up. What? Glowstone? Already?
Huh.
Interesting.
Okay, Glowstone.
I mean, Frostful Skull I would have to think, but...
Yeah, because actually, I want to say it was one of the Thai players goes Abyssal into Frostwolf into Heart, I think. So
Huh.
that could quite possibly be what he's going. And basically, the logic behind that is kind of like, especially this game, where he's going to get focused and he'll die relatively quick. But if he has 4K HP at 20 minutes, he's not going to die no matter what they use on him. So that might actually be his logic, because now he's just going to sit down here and push the tower, and I don't even think he's killable at this point.
A glowstone, it's kind of weird though with a glowstone because it's like, he doesn't use a lot of mana. I mean, even looking at his skill set, it's 80 from the wild ability, which he's using every 20 seconds, sure, and then his ultimate costs 50 mana if he happens to use it. But other than that, there's nothing. So I feel like you get glowstone over the ice brand first if you have mana issues, but that's not the case. Anyways, we have action coming out right here. Pulling on a Pyromancer, he will be killed, but you see Wild Soul, he's just running away. Actually, Gauntlet does miss his hook. So the Hellborn team kind of collapsing right here. They were stealing the Hellborn Ancients in the meantime. You see Dr. Repulsor is going to be fine with a ludicrous speed. So all that action only ends up in the kill onto Pyromancer, and nearly everyone there except the Silhouette. So a lot of time used by Mr. Gang just to get a support Pyromancer there.
Yeah, and everywhere else is still farming at this point. I mean, Wild Soul was there, but now he's just back in the jungle farming, and I'm sure he'll go bot soon and get that tier 2 tower. Doctor's going to kill. Doctor's going to kill BP.
Easy kill there.
Yeah, it's just kind of one of those games where you just go, okay, well, we might have lost in the draft here. It's just, I don't know. Wild Soul is so hard to deal with. At this point, it should be blind banned by the Hellborn team. There's no reason to let it through, because, I mean, mostly everyone can play the hero at this point.
Yeah, it's safe to say, again, he's not the most highest skill cap hero, especially with the changes to him. Pyromancer, by the way, he does die at the top lane. Here comes a counter, though. Meanwhile, actually, Magnus went down. Lord South doing a bit of work right here. Oh, if he hit that more Certitude's Mount, maybe a kill. But now he's in trouble himself. Boxy looking for the turn. He needs to dodge this. He can't. And Lord South will get the double tap. Fine gonna survive and get the hell on out of here. Well played by Fine there.
Yeah, that was definitely very important. They needed something like that to happen. They killed Magnus, going to slow down his portal key, and I didn't even realize Boxy almost has his portal key with a decent amount of build-up, so even with that death, I mean, if he would have got the kill there, he would have had his portal key.
540 GP and Wild Soul in the meantime. I mean, Frostal Skull, it's coming up quickly. And we're only 10.5 minutes into this game. Just ridiculous stuff. Something, a minor thing, and probably not affecting him here. Is there action? Oh, yes, there is. Moira goes down in the bottom lane. Wild Soul doesn't have boots on Boo Boo yet. I know that's kind of a thing where it's like, you probably want to get that. I mean, it's just to have the chase factor.
Yeah, I mean, there's really no reason. You farm so fast, the 500 gold's not going to hurt you. And Boxy just hooked Southforce into tower.
Uh-oh. Well, Southforce is a dangerous hero for that. He's kind of showing right here. Now comes the Blazing Strike. Meanwhile, Eruption off from, Shockwave, excuse me, off from Behemoth. Southforce is picked up by Wild Soul, and Pyromancer will also live because of the support of Dr. Repulsor coming in to finish off Behemoth. Meanwhile, in the background, Moira is trying to finish off Pyromancer. He actually will be successful with that. Well played using the illusion. But now Prisoner is maybe a little too far up as Moira middle lane does get picked off herself. And actually, Prisoner, he might be dead here. No. He'll be fine. So, I mean, a little bit of positive there for Mystery Gang, but not really in the end.
Yeah, and that Frostwolf's getting awfully close on Wild Soul here. He just needs the Ice Brand and the recipe, which is basically nothing. So, I think 1,600 gold, and he has it. And oh no, 1,400. Okay, so yeah, he's even closer than he is, and jeez. I don't even know if he's killable when he gets Frostwolf.
This has to be like, as Doctor, he's dead here. Yeah, good catch on him right there. Prisoner, good against Doctor, of course. You know, that goes back to this draft too. I mean, we talk about, yes, you maybe lost it at the draft, but at the same time, you know, you were stressed, and I mean, I agree. This was actually decent for the Wild Soul. You know, Lord Southforce, Behemoth, great against Wild Soul, so they picked into that, which made sense. Prisoner, great against a Magnus, against a Dr. Repulsor. So, I mean, they had some pretty good counter picks, and the lanes I don't think were horrendous by any means. It's just Wild Soul just wasn't addressed at all, and Teltuk knows what he's doing. So, is there more than that? I don't know.
Yeah, there's really not. I mean, other than the Magnus solo killing Silhouette, which I mean can happen. It's just a matter of Magnus doing a little damage. But other than that, I mean, it's just a matter of Wild Soul being so out of control so fast.
That was awkward. Magnus, he's trying to be sneaky up here. He goes to channel his eruption. All of a sudden, Moira comes out of nowhere and just Arcane Vortexes him.
Well,
and he's like, well, that didn't work. So
it was worth the effort.
Yeah.
He's creating space for Wild Souls, I like to say.
There you go. That's the easy excuse there. I was gonna go back to earlier as well. Like, I don't even know like what the fastest Frostal Skull we've ever seen was, but this has to be like top of the list. And I know people don't rush Frostal Skull every game by any means, but I mean this is just absurd. It's gonna be like a 14-minute Frostal Skull, Abyssal Skull, on top of that. So
yeah, that's almost 8K gold in items.
Yeah.
13 minutes in. I mean, and you just think about it. If he actually went Alchemist Bones, he'd be over 700 GPM at this point, and I don't know. I just don't know what they can physically do against this Wild Soul at this point.
Yeah.
Because Kandorf's not going to have the damage this early to deal with it. I mean, they'd have to stall for so long to really have a chance at this.
Well, let me ask, like, why can't you? Why is he more difficult to deal with than other junglers like an Ophelia, Tempest? I mean, is he just better at farming that much better?
Yes, his farming capabilities are just so strong. Oh, there you go.
Something.
There's something. I mean, yeah, but I mean, just in general, the hero can farm so fast. Once he gets 5, he can clear triple stacks of ancients.
Yeah.
I mean, well, he needs 6, but I mean, once he gets 5, he has the stomp, and he can just start clearing everything. So the hero just overly farms, and there's just not much you can do against it. It's just there's just nothing. You can't really gank him in the jungle unless you have a good long lane duo.
Well, Totuk, again, he's clearing out more camps right here, but like I said, he pretty much has the Frostal Skull just around the corner now, so it's going to be more about 15, 16 minutes even, but still very, very early. Oh, there you go. It's purchased at least. Now this needs to be delivered. So now that he has a Frostal Skull, I mean, it's not like they haven't been pushing a little bit necessarily, but I would think with that and the Abyssal Skull, it's like, why not try to just now push towers in? Because how are they going to kill a Frostal Skull, Abyssal Skull, Wild Soul, really? As Gauntlet, he finds a free kill. To Moira there. And then Portal Key on Gauntlet also helps. And then, oh, by the way, Dr. Pulse with the Hellflower coming. It's like, there's more to it than just Wild Soul. It's the thing, too.
Yeah, and it's just going to be this big tank Wild Soul sitting in the front. And, I mean, the Doctor's just going to be flying around doing damage. It's so difficult. Wild Soul's going to tank this tower and just take it.
There's Magnus with the Portal Key. And there's the tower kill, so Teltuk will gladly take credit for that, trying to get even higher GPM. 650 now, middle lane. Oh, Gauntlet hooks him back into the team.
Oh.
That's fun to watch. I think Gauntlet is the most entertaining hooker, that's for sure.
Definitely. It's because you don't know where that hook's going to go.
Yeah.
And I mean, if it goes in the right spot, someone's going to die.
Lines it up there, so.
And Wild Soul's, oh, jeez.
It's almost, it's a little funny. It's 8,600 golded. I almost want to say it feels like it's even more than that. But so, and they see at the top lane. I mean, a nice job by Behemoth getting in there with the Portal Key and setting up the kill lead. But meanwhile, middle lane. Oh, Arcane Vortex.
That might have saved Wild Soul, in all honesty.
Oh yeah, wow, he is slow. You're right.
Yeah, that just saved Wild Soul.
Oh boy.
Oh. Yeah, not the best Arcane Vortex. It did save him, and the good news is he is killable. That was basically with almost just south. So he is killable at this point, but once he gets a heart, it might be a little different.
I think it almost even shows you right there, like, as just more kills happening, but the power of Self-Force against a Wild Soul is actually pretty good. I mean, the fact that he's this insanely farmed this early on in the game, and he nearly died there in a midst of a big fight, you know, fairly earlier on. Self-Force can definitely hold his own, but it's just they are just too far ahead as a team. So, yeah. Even if he died there, you know, they still would have cleaned up, and same would have happened in the end. But
Wild Soul just walked into the jungle with 40 HP, and he has full HP after 2 camps. So I just don't know.
All right, lifesteal's a little powerful, yeah.
The E is a little bit strong at this point in time with 20% lifesteal with an Abyssal.
Yeah. That is pretty absurd, actually. Wow. Yeah, this is one of those games where you're like, all right, Waza, we're going to send you this demo. Tell us what you think.
You know what? I mean, Waza created the original Solstice, so, you know, Maybe we can maybe we can tone down this Wild Soul just a tad.
Yeah, maybe. Well,
Still love Quasi.
now Soul's Bow are coming out here for good old Wild Soul, so it's, Mystery King, I don't think it's necessarily one of these games just yet of, well, why are they even in this? Because like I said, I mean, the Golden Experience, it's a good, comfortable lead for BMG, yes, but I guess it's not, it's still doable. I mean, they have a Null Stone on Silhouette, so that's a start at least. So she actually has managed to get okay farm. We kind of have overlooked that. We've been so attracted to Wild Soul here, but I mean, Silhouette 415 gold per minute. You got Self Forest at 400 gold per minute, so there's decent positives here.
And the thing with Wild Soul is, yeah, the hero ramps farm really fast. It does really well, but as we come to notice, once it gets past like 30 minutes, the hero's kind of just a walking tank most of the time, and you can kind of just play around it. So I'm wondering if that's going to be Mystery Gang tactic here, is just kill everything around the Wild Soul. Probably have South ulti the Wild Soul just so that you can't, lifesteal as much. But just kill everything around the Wild Soul, which, I mean, could work. They have a good team to do that. If Moira can split up a team fight with her ulti and with Behe ulti. So if that's the reason they're staying in the game, then I totally agree with it. And I think they do still have a chance to win it. But they just really need to stop dying at this point. It might not even be worth it to defend towers anymore. Just let that tier 2 tower go.
Yeah.
Just avoid them at all costs. Try to get as much farm on Syl as you can.
Gotta say, as bottom lane, Doctor, oof, he took a lot of damage there from Behemoth alone. I mean, a Shockwave was even used, of course, but in the end, Doctor is going to be fine. So.
I want to say that was a level 1 ulti. I think he just got 11 when he actually ultied the creep wave.
Oh.
So if he was level 11, that might have killed.
Yeah, that could have actually.
Actually, would have killed 100%. Actually, never mind. I lied. Would have.
Unfortunate then that it wasn't, as Silhouette top lane. So, I mean, they know Eruption, or Shockwave, excuse me, is down now. And of course, they're going to really go in here. Silhouette, nice pull from Prisoner. What a tree grapple as well. This is a fight that they're definitely looking for this whole game. Gauntlet goes down, Wild Soul, he's pulled back in. The Undying is on him, so he's not getting that lifesteal. He's just simply on the run. Eruption coming out, not in time though. Down goes Wild Soul, but in time to turn for kills. As South Forest and Behemoth get picked off, making Prisoner as well. Hat trick for Baltazar coming out, as now Silhouette and Moira are trying to chase. Dr. Pulsar now, he doesn't have an icon, so he's not getting massive regen out of this, of course. Magnus stuns in, and Dr. Repulsor does have to run. Silhouette, he's chasing. He could get more out of this if he gets in the correct position. Magnus off to the side. Oh, he's going to be spotted the last second, but I think he's going to be fine. The tree grapple again. Silhouette really trying to chase here, and that electric turn does a lot of damage.
Oh.
Swaps into the other side. Oh, they kill each other. That was fun.
That was almost incredibly well played by Cannondorf. He almost actually got him there.
Yeah. That was a hell of an attempt. I mean, well, he did get him technically, so just happened to die in the end too. But that was definitely a great play there from Cannondorf for the chase. But, I mean, there you go. That shows there that, again, this game isn't over just yet.
Yeah, it's definitely not. And I like that they're actually staying in at this game. They have faith. The only problem is, yeah, they did kill Wild Soul there. But now the Doctor's going to start getting items, and that's when it'll get a little bit more scary, when he actually gets a couple items. Yeah. I do wish he actually went Icon this game. I mean, he's 10-2-1. He'd have a good amount of charges at this point. And he would still have that almost the Hell. Well, he might have the Hellflower at this point. It'd be relatively close. But, yeah, I mean, I would have liked to see him go it. But even then, he's going to do a lot of damage in T-fights with the Hellflower right now.
Yeah. Yeah, that last fight really does show you the power of something like an Icon. Now, he doesn't have it, of course, but the point is, if he had an Icon that last fight and, going in like he did, and that regen would have done wonders for him. And not only would he have lived, but he could have very possibly set up a turn kill.
Yeah, he probably would have actually killed Moira and the Silhouette there if that was the case, because he would never have gotten that low with mana or HP.
Yep, but he went the Hellflower here first, and again, I'm not a horribly wrong pick. It's just maybe the Icon could have been better, but hindsight's 20/20. He does have the Sustainer now, so so I guess he's going for that Null Stone. And, yeah, Prisoner is a decent hero to get that against.
Yeah, definitely for him. And because he kind of expects South Forest really isn't going to ulti Doctor. It's kind of just a waste of the ulti. So yeah, it's basically only Prisoner that can cancel it. I mean, they have a tablet on South Forest, but other than that, it's really just spells.
Yeah. You look at the Shaman's headdress on Teltook here, so
Oh yeah.
going to be going an icon, or not an icon, a Shaman. What the hell's he going? Barrier Idol, that thing.
He could maybe go the barrier. He might just actually sit on the shamans, but mid lane.
That's a kill. Magnus goes down. Port's coming in, but going to be even canceled. They've already fallen back, so.
Yeah, and that was an awful lot committed. I mean, it was just actually no, it was just the BE ulti. Okay, so they did BE ulti for it, and then I mean they kind of need these kills at this point, so I don't disagree with it. It was a good play. Now if they can catch this Wild Soul, I do see him farming Ancients.
Yeah, Lord Salforce, is he nearby? No, he's not. Without Salforce, I just think it's so risky to try. Okay, yeah, he is coming here.
I mean, Moria should just walk up and ulti this, maybe?
Catch him? No.
Yeah, they had Salf there. I mean, he could have just walked up and ulti when he was still finishing the Ancients, but
yeah,
maybe they just didn't think they'd have the damage, but they should. I mean, they had almost 5 heroes there.
That would have been a big pick, but comes up shy. Doctor does have a regen rune bottled up, and we know the potential of that, so we'll see if he can make some kind of play with it, or if he just simply farms with it instead. What I was talking about earlier, Gauntlet Boxy more so as a player. He just loves this style of build, the Sacrificial Stone. He's probably the most popular player to pick it up on the scene for sure, so gets it here on Gauntlet as well. It's a nice mana increase, but also I think the Grave Locket effect, though, is kind of the overlooked thing of the Sacrificial Stone. The faster resurrection, 10 seconds quicker. Pretty nice to have in most cases, so really in all cases. So
yeah, definitely is. And Sackstone's just an all-around really good item. I mean, it's 3 armor AoE to your whole team. I mean, it doesn't seem like a lot, but in reality, it's a really good amount when it's an AoE armor buff.
Salforce, I mean, he has a sheep stick coming. That's, as always, going to be a huge pickup here for the Hellborn.
He's pretty close to it. And that'll be a big item pickup, because it doesn't look like they're going to have a Shrunken anytime soon on Doctor. I think he might have to go at next item, and if they just take out that Nullstone, which he has a tablet for, they could just instantly blow up Doctor and do the thing I said, just avoid Wild Soul. Just run around him, don't fight him head on, and yeah.
So, talking about hindsight, I mean, was going massive tank here, the Frostal Skull, Barrier Idol, he's going to be going to Souls here. Like, this whole Aura tank support on a Wild Soul, I know he just naturally has a lot of damage, but was this the best choice? As Skolda thought, like, stop lane, we got Prisoner. Okay, he's dead. Lord Salforce gets caught too, actually, and that's going to be a nice kill right there. The Prisoner was one thing, but he also gets Salforce. If they get it, they're chasing. The hook is going to miss. He's doing everything, but the Gauntlet Blast eventually connects. And down he goes. Meanwhile, Wild Soul bottom lane, by the way. They're trying this without Salforce. It's so risky. Look at the lockdown, though. Can he get auto attacks out for the lifesteal? He's actually running right here instead of trying to go for that. Oh, the tree grapple, nothing to connect. Oh, that's big. He goes for the TP. Is he actually going to escape? No, he's not. He goes down. I feel like he could have tried to man up there.
Yeah, that's actually the best situation. People kind of underestimate the power of that Wild Soul regen has, and there was no Salforce there. He was dead. I'm pretty sure he could have just instantly manned up and been full life after a couple auto attacks. I don't know. It was a risky decision to run. I mean, I understand why he thought he could, but yeah, you're right. He definitely should have just manned up.
Create a lockdown on him. I mean, Mana Thunder, all the lockdown from Behemoth, of course. They made it very difficult and caused him to panic and run like that in the end for sure. So, deserving of that kill. And now, in the meantime, again, Prisoner and Salforce were picked up at the top lane, but still, killing Wild Soul always going to be a very big positive here for Mystery Gang. So, I mean, that does go back to what I was getting at, though, before the fights broke out. Could you argue that he maybe should have gone a little more damage focused here, or you find that he went the tank?
I think I kind of like his build this game just because he's pretty much going to die in a team fight. It's pretty hard for him not to die. There's just going to be so much AoE going on. If he gets caught in bear form, he's just going to die instantly with a Behemoth ulti. So, I mean, in a lot of ways, maybe it was better to go maybe the ranged build because then he could just sit in the back and just auto. But not the ranged build, but the more damage build. But, I mean, in the other case, if he's tanky, they're focusing him and Doctor's doing more damage. So, I mean, I guess it was just kind of a decision.
Yeah, well, also really can be built in several different ways. This being one of them, of course, the massive tank aura support. The damage, the right click is obviously very, very possible. The brutalizer, the wing bow, things like that. Something we've definitely seen a lot. And also kind of goes back to, you mentioned at the beginning of the game, I mean, he chose not to go like the Alk Bones, didn't get that farming tool, instead went straight to Abyssal Skull for the team. So, yeah, really just making a priority from the very beginning that this was going to kind of be his role here. Boxy, that is not your usual gauntlet pickup. Goes a Nullfire Blade, but when you're going against a Silhouette, it's pretty good to have. So
even Moira Illusion as well. It does instantly kill Moira Illusion, doesn't it?
no, it does not.
It does not?
No.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well, that kind of
I know. I thought that for the longest time too, but I was confirmed that it doesn't actually kill her illusion.
Well, yeah, I mean, either then, it's still really good for just Silhouette, but it's still a good item in general because it's still a massive slow if he doesn't use it on the Silhouette. So, I mean, it's a good pickup. I do like it a lot against Sil.
Yeah, I'm not sure why it doesn't kill Moira's illusion. I think it's just one of those cases of just because it would be too powerful against her. So
it is an illusion, though.
Well,
yeah,
it's a spirit mimic.
I guess that's true. It's actually not technically. It's not technically an illusion, but
a spirit mimic. So
that's how they got around it. Huh?
Nullfire Blade doesn't work against spirit mimics. There you go.
Well, I think we should put that in the Nullfire wording.
Tip, yeah. That's true. Yep. So can't do that, but yeah, against Silhouette though, again, it's really strong, so makes sense. But again, always a little funky seeing here like Gauntlet here. Doctor, 3,000 gold saved up. He finished that Nullstone. I don't think he's going to be wanting a Shrunken here. Well, yeah.
He kind of needs it, and he kind of doesn't need it.
Yeah.
It's of course important against the Behemoth and the Moira, but is it worth it enough to not get damage? Because basically at this point, Wild Soul is going to die. He kind of needs to be that one damage dealer. So even a Grimoire wouldn't be that bad, an item like that. But he does need a Shrunken eventually. Mm-hmm. I just don't know if it's a good item to go right now.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see what progression they go. Fuse and trolling, by the way, just to clarify. We're not going to be in an hour break right here. I'm sure it'll just be another minute at the most or so.
No, it is Fusen.
Yeah, it's hard to tell sometimes. There we go.
That was a quick hour. Quick hour.
Very quick hour. But yeah, I mean, this really had the makings of being a very quick game. But again, it kind of just felt like that Mystery Gang should have, and they did. They kind of persevered, and I mean, again, they're still behind by a bit. In fact, 16,000 gold, but 14,000 experience. But they're not letting it get to a point where we're sitting here, banging our head against the wall, going, "Come on, finish!"
Yeah, just get the team over with.
They understandably are staying in it, and they have a chance. Silhouette, she is one of the stronger late game carries, just simply, if anything, because of her split push, and you constantly have to address that. So
I was actually just thinking about that, and this game, he's got a lot of problems to deal with, split pushing wise. I mean, he can get flown on by a doctor, get instantly hellflowered. They're gonna have a portal key. I mean, a portal key on 3 heroes. So he does buy a Shrunken on doctor, but basically, if Silhouette gets caught by a stun, most likely he will die. So even with all the items in the world, he will still die. So this game's a little bit harder for him. If he can play around all that, though, and make sure he's split pushing when he sees all the heroes, he should be fine and not die for it, but he does need to be a little bit careful split pushing.
Yeah. So you saw Magnus right there, who also has the post haste, and see a lot of mobility here on this Legion side. Goes back and stops the push that was happening. Top lane Behemoth, he's hanging around. So is Moira right here. This is exactly what they're waiting for. I assume it's going to be enough damage. Oh, we got the steam bath off, but there's the dust. However, the tablet, the Arcane Force, what is going on? Wow. Everything's happening right here. Okay, is he actually going to die? The shackle will secure it. He had another lava surge, but he couldn't get it off. Man, that took a while.
But that was an awful lot committed, and this could quite possibly be a free Kongor. And Syl is going to die.
Oh, free Kongor and a Silhouette kill. They'll take that. There you go. How do they
Yeah,
see?
they committed.
Oh, I guess it's Horde maybe.
Uh, I'm not sure. I think Boxy might have been Invis or something because he was up there already. So I might just be assuming he was Invis.
Okay, I just got it. It was something. And
Yeah, so something saw him. Maybe it was the bear even. I don't know. But yeah, it was a really good kill and a free Congo out of it, just because they used so much on the Magnus.
yeah. There's a token. I'm guessing Doctor. Yeah, Doctor Repulsor has it. Just got that shrunken edge you're mentioning here, so still a full 10 seconds left on that even. Gonna kind of start pushing out the lanes now and eventually group up, I'm sure, and try to use this token here. Coming up now. So yeah, a lot used on that Magnus kill, and see the end result of it. They're gonna keep trying for more kills here, of course. Behemoth coming to the bottom lane with the Vild Rot. See if maybe they can catch this Doctor.
Yeah, team fights are going to be pretty rough now for Mystery Gang. They have to be pretty careful, especially fighting into the token there. I mean, I'm assuming they realize how far down they actually are, but they still, like, you know, the mentality we're saying, they should stick in this game. But they do need to realize that they are down, and going for risky plays like this might just end up costing them the game at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So they do have to be a little bit conservative about what they do.
Yeah. Silhouette can even pop a Vild Rot immediately as soon as she resurrects, heading towards the bottom, so I wonder if that's her more so just trying to avoid any wards that may be over here to catch her.
Yeah, I wonder if she's going to just walk straight into the jungle. Yeah, okay. So, assuming the safest place on the map right now is the Legion jungle, which in this case it is. Oh, he's actually just going to... Okay. All right, it's okay. Well, okay. He wants the tower. He should get it. His illusion does the same amount of damage, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they're going to get the tower out of it, so... not a bad play, actually.
Well, this definitely is going to work out as far as the play goes. I mean, the fact that the tower was had that much life still is pretty crazy, but...
Power of Silhouette.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why she's one of the top tier as far as her carry potential right there. But here goes the base tower of the Hellborn side. They're going to have to worry about this. There's a sheepstick on Doctor, but no commitment really, unless, the hook missed, but they get hooked themselves as Gauntlet does it to Prisoner. Arcane Vortex is going to be used, but Prisoner wasn't in it. He's just on the outskirts, and he actually goes down right there. He does have a buyback, so that's good news, but see if he gets it off here. Lord Salforus, he still has his Undying. He's waiting to obviously use it on Wild Soul, I'm sure. Oh, that's a nice burst on Doctor, but still good. Oh, they're holding for now. Behemoth is set up.
Yeah, a really big B heal to you. Oh, okay.
Now they're not going to go.
Yeah, looks like they're just going to sit back.
They're playing it really safe here. But, you know, as you were touching on, too, it's anytime you make a move at this point of the game, a pretty aggressive move, if you're this far behind, that's going to be your last, really, if it doesn't work. So they want to really pick and choose wisely here. So they'll at least stay alive for now a little bit longer. Demonic Breastplate, though, finished on Wild Soul in the meantime.
Yeah. I would actually like to see maybe someone on the Legion team get a Frostfield plate this game. I mean, they're against 3 melees, and I mean, it's never bad against the Silhouette, especially if it was Wild Soul to pick it up. Oh.
Missed the hook there, just trying, though. You see Magnus in a good spot, gets the ward down even. Now, was that in... Oh, man, that's just out of range of the Rev Ward.
Yep.
That would have given a lot away if that was placed and they saw it, obviously, but they don't know. Doctor's like, I'm tired of waiting. He goes in. He gets sheeped immediately as Magnus falls with the stun. I mean, they're diving this really deep right here. It's always a little risky, especially with the lead like they have, but it might not matter. Magnus is dead. I did see a buyback, I believe, happen there on Behemoth, if I'm not mistaken. He goes back in. Dr. Pulsar is going to get pulled in, actually, to the well area. He does survive, though, with barely any life and mana, but he manages to walk on out. Wild Soul, in the meantime, takes out the Rax. Gauntlet, he will fall, and the chase will continue. Doctor, you know, he's actually just going to choose to run right here rather than try to die and get out. He's going to play it safe. He goes for the TP, and that will be the end of it. So, yeah, I mean, they dove that pretty heavy here. They got the Rax, though. And a
Yeah, they did. They got the melee out of it, but I mean, even then, it really wasn't that bad for Mystery Gang. I mean, they did get 3 kills out of it, and the token's going to be down on Doctor. It really wasn't that bad. I mean, obviously losing a melee Rax always sucks, but it really wasn't that bad. If Silhouette can get bottom, maybe try to get this tier 2 tower, or even mid and get the tier 1 tower, it's low. Yeah, there you go. He's already doing it. Okay. Listening to me, huh?
Yeah. Let's go to the cast here. 6-minute delay. Somehow. Yeah, no. It's making use of that, of course, we saw at the bottom lane. So, yeah, 4,100 gold now. I mean, and the wing bow, very possible item, especially with all the split pushing he's doing. It's so good for him in the illusions. Wouldn't be surprised to see that. Yeah, so that's, yeah, man, look at the golden experience. It actually has closed quite a bit. What was 20,000 or so only a couple minutes ago here. It's now a little bit less. So really, BMG needs to actually be aware of this if they're not for whatever reason. That this is not a over game just yet again. So Doctor looks like he's going to Grimoire, by the way. Now he does buy the light brand here.
Yeah, it's definitely a good item choice. I almost would have liked to see him get it 3rd, but it's still not bad to get as a 4th item. He did really need the Shrunken, so it's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Now this seems like more of the strat pause.
Yeah.
Even though they are up so much, I'm wondering if they're trying to figure out how they actually have to close out this game.
Yeah.
Because they know that what they're facing, they're going into a Prisoner Behemoth combo, and their Wild Soul basically is going to die instantly, or it was a problem. But could still be a strat pause.
Yeah, it could just be conveniently restarting during it
That's
too. So. Yeah, I think a lot of this has to do, honestly, with it goes back to the draft, and I know we're kind of touching on that as far as the laning fit, and just it did start to get out of control. But really, it's just BMG. They won their lanes, and obviously Tilting in the jungle was the big thing. He wasn't really addressed, but having heroes like the South Forest, the Prisoner's proven to be very powerful here. Silhouette has managed to have great farm all throughout, and now her split push is becoming an issue here. So. It's pretty crazy to see that a team that was down by so much earlier on in this game is actually still well off in this game here. You guys want to hear a joke while we wait? BMG. Oh, my God.
Wow.
I mean, it's clever, I guess.
I mean, it's a good effort.
Yeah.
Kind of a
effort.
Kind of pretty BM there, though. I mean.
Yeah. That's pretty good.
All right. Oh,
and
and
looks like he's back. This is the only series going on right now, guys. Again, we casted the other winner bracket finals earlier. Complexity defeated Sync Esports 2-0. So this is the other one now. Group A here. And we will be continuing coverage tomorrow, guys. Again, it's going to be happening tomorrow and Friday as well, even. And then into next week, Wednesday and Friday for this tournament. Of course, I was talking about it earlier, casting something like 12 or 14 days here coming up, starting yesterday even, where between this tournament and then Han Tour, of course, starts this weekend with Cycle 5, and then that has the Tuesday and Thursday matches itself. So, yeah, it's going to be a lot of cast, guys. Other than Monday coming up here, there will be a cast every single day of at least 2 series for each of those days. So, yeah, a lot of Han. A lot of Han going to be coming at you here these next 14 days or so to look forward to.
Can never argue with that.
No.
Well, you might want to argue a little bit. That's a lot of yelling.
It's a lot of shouting, a lot of casting, but I've been doing this for so long here. Been through some grinds before. I remember there was one event way back. God, it was like I think it was like a DreamHack qualifier, I want to say, where literally it was for like 30 days straight. There was a cast, and it wasn't just like a cast at the same times. Even it was like different regions. So we did like I did a 6 a.m. cast, and then we do like a 4 p.m. cast, and it's
I
like
think I remember that.
Yeah, it was from like we had the Southeast Asia, we had the North American European region, we had Australian region, so it's like all over the place, the time zones.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Those were fun times, but a lot of grind. I'm too old for that now, though.
A little bit easier now.
Yeah. Can't complain. But, all right, we're back. So, And the Grimoire still in the works for Doctor.
Shrunken was finished on Silhouette as well. Definitely a good item this game. I won't argue with Shrunken on Silhouette.
Well, I don't know. But, I think the wing bow would have been so good here, though, at the same time.
Yeah, but in a lot of ways, like I said, if he gets caught split pushing, he'll die every time. He needs something that if he can have the faster reaction time, with now Silhouette Illusion having kind of a slight delay on it. It's not too much, but it can get him out of trouble with the Shrunken.
Well, he's they're gonna have to play defensive right here. It seems like the Legion team kind of pushing all three of the lanes, really. And so you see Mystery Gang is kind of just hugging the base as a team and going off lanes when it comes to them here. Congo not up just yet. Probably a couple more minutes here.
Yeah, the token dropped on its own, so yeah, maybe like a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes max. Ooh. All right.
Shrunken on Gauntlet right there. Does Doctor have a region? Is that what okay, yeah. It's hard to tell, but it's something flying around like crazy.
Huh.
Yeah, this scan is hard to tell. How much longer? 2 more seconds, okay. It's going to be wearing off here. But yeah, he has the Grimoire, and he'll use that to steal some Ancients even again. The control is so much in favor of BMG, so with the gold lead kind of closing a little bit, it's already now back up to 17.5 thousand gold lead here for the Legion team. Ooh, Silhouette middle, but he has backup. So if they chose to jump, that could have been pretty dangerous. Behemoth is here.
Now it kind of is. Oh,
wow.
That'll be a good kill if he gets it. Oh, well played. Instantly swapped out. Trusted himself that he'd get the kill with the illusion. Because he was dead if he didn't.
Yeah. Good aggressive play there from Kranendorf again. Sometimes you just got to make those plays when you're so far behind to have any chance of coming back, so... Showing that he's pretty comfortable on it. Another 2,700 gold saved up, so... Yeah.
Well...
Okay. Yeah, Radisson went away from him, too. Here comes a shockwave, though. He can't get out of here, though. The Frostal Skull Soul's pretty powerful. And he eventually... Oh, my God, the tree grapple. He actually is going to escape. Unbelievable. Meanwhile, Dr. Repulsion got picked off. Wildslow now in a lot of trouble as he's put on the base with that Undying on him. He is not getting out of this one, most likely, and he will go down. What a fight here for Mystery Gang. And it's surviving on Silhouette. I thought for certain he was dead.
Well, there's that Shrunken Head coming into action.
Yeah.
Without that, he was definitely dead, so definitely made the right decision by getting that item. And I think he bought something towards his wing bow. And Boxy is dead, I think.
There goes a Shrunken. Does he have the portal key? Can't get it off. There's stun on a Silhouette.
Magnus bought back for that, though.
Did he? No, that was earlier.
Was it?
Yeah, he bought back here a lot earlier.
I thought he died during that fight. Oh no, he did. Okay. All right. Never mind. Just kidding.
Just coming back, but I mean,
wow.
Mystery Gang, this is starting to, I dare I say, look somewhat okay for them here.
Yeah, I mean, now that gold lead doesn't look as bad anymore, 41 minutes.
No.
And the experience lead is even getting closer, so now they're going to farm out their whole jungle and get a little more farm there as well. And 6k gold on South Forest.
Yeah, what is he getting? Jeez.
And they're going to get a free Kong out of this, I believe. As long as Silhouette can get here.
I wonder if, I wouldn't be surprised if Fine is even sure. I mean, that's why he has a body thing yet. Because, yeah, what do you go here for your South Forest?
Wow.
Oh, interesting. God, you know, this hero and his ultimate have changed so freaking much.
Yeah.
So, what does it do now? It grants bonus health regen while it's active and gives you the soul of the target if it dies while under the effect of it, granting you bonus based on the target's match. Okay, so if it kills them while the Undying's on them, then you get granting you bonuses based on target. So I think just more damage and more life or something like that. It just says grants you bonuses.
Okay, so
What that even means.
All right, so if that is the logic behind it, because he is ulting Wild Soul so much, has the highest max HP in the game, it's definitely not a bad item choice. I'm curious to see what the actual bonuses are.
Oh, okay, here we go. It's 3 health regen every 100 life that of your missing health. So 3 health regen every 100 of your. So the more life you're missing, the more regen it'll be benefited from this staff effect. Anyways, Magma's getting caught over here to the side.
Ooh.
See Gauntlet coming in. Here comes Doctor as well, though. They're going to turn this on a Behemoth at least. Can they get more? See Wildsoul now joining the party. Lord Salforce in the background. Shrunken Head, though, on Doctor. Prisoner in trouble. Guess who's not here? It's Silhouette. And that's why they're just getting steamrolled here on Mystery King's side. Vine is going to fall. And everybody, no, I guess Magma's did get picked off, but still a 4-man push, and they're going to work off of this. It's pushing the bottom now. Maybe not. They want Kongor.
They just instant bought back on 2 heroes.
Okay. Oh,
So,
yeah, that's true.
they're just going to go try to fight this at Congo. They know it's going to be a 4v4. Maybe scout out with an illusion or something from Silhouette. Kind of sucks to have him pop Geos for that, but maybe they'll just Moira illusion into Kongor. But it looks like we. Oh, what?
Behemoth is like, now's the time. Here we go. Dr. Repulsor is able to fly out, though. He gets pulled right back in, though. He is able to get back out again. Prisoner goes down while still holding his own. That life still is working. The Undying's not on him, so I don't know if Lord's Unfortunate just couldn't get it off or whatever. Yeah, he didn't even use it right there, so I guess he just couldn't use it. And now Behemoth will go down, and this is going to be another wipeout here for the Legion's side. Silhouette even. That's the real one, and yep, she falls. They did kill Dr. Repulsor and Pyro, but the rest go down. I'm not sure what the deal is with Salforce. No Sheepstick or Undying used right there.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what happened either. They kind of just. I mean, first, I'm not even sure how the Behemoth jumped into that so blindly.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess they kind of saw him in the woods with that ward. The ward kind of saw them, but even then, he just blind jumped into there. There was no vision inside the woods. Oh.
They're trying to hold right here. Silhouette, but that's risky. Now Arcane Vortex comes out. Eruption, though, as soon as they come out. What a surprise. Moira, he'll go down. At least Silhouette will survive, so doing the job in that sense. But the melee racks, it's definitely going to fall right here. I mean, if vulnerability's even used to, it's just not going to buy enough time, though. No buybacks on Prisoner and Behemoth, as we mentioned earlier, so there we go. And now the lead is probably getting to a point of out of hand here in favor of BMG finally. But, man, what a... Oh, but yeah, so that last fight, though, I mean, as you mentioned, Behemoth kind of blindly jumping in. It looked good initially. But, you know,
yeah.
I got the replay here.
It looks good just for the fact that, yeah, he ulted 2 heroes, but there's no creeps there. There's no minions other than that one Wild Soul minion. So there really wasn't that much damage actually being dealt by Behemoth.
Man, I'm also watching the replay, and I don't know. Fine, just like, if it's a mind lapse or what, but I feel like he kind of, here, I'll bring it up again. He's going in right here. I mean, Wild Soul was definitely there. I don't know if he just had trouble clicking or what, but he did get eventually stunned and was silenced by something, but he still had the option to use a Sheepstick on making sure. He didn't even use that, so, yeah, I'm not sitting here saying he absolutely lost in the fight, but those are crucial abilities that they need to win fights, yeah.
Kind of like being down 1 hero just in general.
Yeah.
And Cannondorf took the risky route, which I agree with, and bought Riptide.
Oh, nice.
So,
right.
if he gets those lucky crits... Ooh, okay. Relatively, well, not many of them are low life. Even Pyro isn't too low, and especially now with a Void. So, if it works out, it'll be a lot of lucky crits in a row.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know we definitely talk about that from time to time, and this is one of those cases. Like, okay, now you're so far behind, and both of your racks are, 2 sets of racks are destroyed even, and you're down by 20,000 gold. You've never really truly had the lead here. You've held in there, and it's been impressive, but you need to do something crazy now. Here we go, more going to be jumped, though. Not going to be the good start. The Shockwave wasn't really the greatest either, and Behemoth does fall as well. Silhouette, she does come in, getting a couple of crits. Dr. Repulsor is getting low, but not low enough. You see Salforce at half-life. He pops the Undying on Doctor, saying, you know what, might as well throw that on you for the kill. But that means Wild Soul, he doesn't care. He's just going all in right here. Trying to pick him off. You didn't see Doctor.
Phelps just ate the soul and just got almost full HP back.
Wait,
Because
what?
he killed Doctor the ulti, yeah. I guess you can consume the soul as well.
Oh! Wait, what? I don't know how this freaking ability works,
Yeah,
man.
I'm a little confused. He literally just used it and got like a good 1,200, 1,300 life out of it.
Does anyone know how this ability truly works? God.
It was in here to
It's changed so much, I swear. Whatever. Okay, it did something, and well, Doctor ended up living. Is the point? Anyways, obviously at that point it was over. It really that fight at Kongor Pit. I mean that last fight right there. But man, I mean it's like I want to be impressed by Mystery Gang and their comeback and their perseverance, whatever you want to call it. But at the same time, I mean, BMG was in control the whole game, and Teltuk was the biggest factor of that. I think is safe to say on the